Hi, Iowa. As we wind down the year and prepare for the upcoming holiday, I'm working in DC and back home in Iowa to make sure we're racking up wins for you here and at home. We had a busy week, introducing a bipartisan bill to hold Congress accountable, another to prevent terrorists from accessing funds, and finally, moving our veteran suicide legislation forward. First, let's get into it. When you're expelled from office, you shouldn't be able to collect a pension on the taxpayer's dime. Last week, I voted to expel George Santos for egregious ethical violations. I've also called on the Senate to follow suit and expel Senator Robert Menendez for accepting bribes in the form of gold bars from foreign countries. Unfortunately, current law doesn't prevent members who are expelled from collecting a taxpayer-funded retirement pension. While George Santos didn't serve long enough to collect a pension, this situation exposed a major flaw, and it's got to be fixed. That's why this week, I introduced the bipartisan Congressional Pension Accountability Act. This legislation ensures that members of Congress expelled from the House of Representatives or the Senate are not able to collect a taxpayer-funded pension based on their congressional service. In addition, the bill revokes any government fund matches made to a member's equivalent 401k plan. So let me be clear. A person who is unfit to serve is unfit to receive a taxpayer-funded pension. Second, with the development of new technologies, it's become easier for terrorist groups to disguise their true location and evade sanctions, masking their sources of terrorist funding. Many financial technology platforms use IP addresses as the primary indicator of a user's location. By exploiting this outdated technology, terror groups like Hamas and Hezbollah can use VPNs to hide their true location for the purpose of avoiding geographic sanctions. That's why I introduced very important bipartisan legislation to make it harder for terrorists to disguise themselves as they complete their financial transactions to pay for their barbaric acts. The Stifle Act will close current loopholes that Iran, North Korea, Russia, and their terrorist proxies use to exploit our financial system and endanger our national security. This is a common sense approach to cutting off funding for terror groups and avoid future acts of terrorism. Last, as a 20-year combat veteran, I'm committed to ensuring that every veteran has the support they need to transition from their tour of duty in combat life to civilian life. I'm excited to share a critical update on our bipartisan legislation to reduce the number of veterans we lose each year to suicide. This bill is named in memory of Adele's own hometown hero, Adam Lambert, a U.S. Marine who died by suicide just a year after leaving the service. The legislation improves programs at the Department of Veterans Affairs that provide mental health support for our veterans. I am so proud to see this bill move forward, and the next stop is passage on the U.S. House floor. Whether I'm working to bring accountability to the Hill, prevent terrorist acts, or supporting our veterans here at home, I'm fighting to bring a little more Iowa common sense to Washington, D.C. If there's an issue you'd like to bring to my attention, please contact me, nunn.house.gov/contact, or give us a call at 515-400-8180. As always, Iowa, it's an honor to serve you, and I look forward to seeing you around town.